Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. Uh, wanna, you need to start thinking. Well, you probably should have already thought this out. This is just a reminder. Uh, what's going on? Uh, what's going to happen in the United States? The martial law. Everybody's making a big deal about the martial law. It's not a big deal. The martial law is not a big deal. And the reason is we're going to martial law one step at a time, all the time. And as long as you cooperate, it won't be much different than what you're going through right now. The whole idea, the use of military in the way of martial law, it's the appearance. What's going to happen when you see armored vehicles with big guns on it? More than likely, you're going to be first. You're going to talk. Everybody's going to be talking. What are you doing that for? Why would you? You know, you'll whine and bellyache, but you're not going to do nothing. And so they don't need to really put a big military appearance. Now, because like I say, the population is somewhat domesticated. uh, as long as the American people have their comforts and things are relatively convenient, they're going to go along with it. So what's going to happen is there's going to be some spots in the United States where the people aren't going to be so happy. Those are the places where there's going to be more military personnel. There's going to be more stuff. So, in other words, in your community, and talking about that, the first thing when all this starts, like it's already starting. Like I say, it's a little bit more at a time, and you'll see more armored personnel or more armored vehicles, and then you just get used to seeing them, and you'll be okay. Like I say, I'm living down here. We got them all over, and you just get used to it. The population gets used to it. As long as the population gets their food and shelter and all that kind of stuff, they go along with anything. And but if you're in a community of 100,000 or more, and the population is 100,000 or more, it's going to be a little different. And really, those people in those communities, when you start seeing more and more military stuff, you need to get out, because you're going to have hours up until maybe 24 or 36 hours to get out of town. And I don't know, do you have a exit strategy? I don't know. Do you have a place to go? And what kind of stuff will you be taking with you? Like I mentioned in another video, we're in a small community outside a large community, and I know they've already talked to families and friends and told them they can come, and to make sure they bring a lot of food, load their cars up with as much food as they can possibly carry. for me personally, I thought that was kind of flimsy. But it's not my house. It's not my. I don't own anything there. I'm one of those friends that are coming in, and uh, and the reason it makes me a friend and I'm invited is because I've got lots of food there. I've got lots of arms. I've got lots of ammunition. I've got lots of skills and talents that I can offer. So that's why I'm coming. And I say, really, the thing to do is what I've mentioned a long time ago. You should already have a relationship, and you could say, well, hey, after you get this relationship going, you mind if I, store some food out there or some guns and ammunition? And then all that ensures you have a place to go. So, but like I say, so now, then your only problem is getting there. And what do you have to take? Gold and silver. And like I said, matter of fact, I even got gold and silver where I'm at too. But you'll be, you need to take all your documents, papers. I see on my website, I think I got it. It talks about personal stuff that you need to be taking. And it's phone numbers, addresses, pictures, and all this needs to be written down, not on electronic stuff. Let's see. There's more. Any medical records? You probably don't even have medical records, do you? Yeah, I know. You're supposed to have this kind of stuff. A lot of stuff, if you even have it, it'll be on a disc or something, but should be printed out. And medications and stuff, you should have a lot of medications. You should have a head of medications. At least 2 or 3, 6 months, and be ready and look right now, do your options, find out what other medications could you substitute for what you already have, and not only in medication and in natural stuff. So that'll give you options when you don't have any options. So, and then but anyway, like I say, it's not like they're gonna, now I'm just explaining this one option. And it's not like they're just going to all of a sudden shut down the whole United States. I would say they would do it in increments. And like I say, it'll be in larger cities. And it's not like they're going to shut everything down. What they want is where you're going, where you came from. They're going to limit what kind of stuff you can take, what kind of stuff you can bring in. Let's see, like Venezuela. Because Venezuela is going on now. Well, I don't know if it's right now or not. If it's not, I've been keeping up with that. But when that started, and it went on over a month, I guess, food was illegal. So in other words, you couldn't bring food in, you couldn't take food out. And they had all these stops, and they would check people to see if they got food. So that's why I mentioned if you're trying to make a connection somewhere, and like I say, if I had a property and it, belonged to me and all that, and my friends and family were coming, I would have already notified my friends and family. I've been real pleasant with them and told them, I have room here for you, and I have room for some food. You might want to get some, freeze-dried food, and I'll store it here for you, and some guns and ammunition. You store it here. If you want to, you can. What with gold and silver? What did I tell you? Bury it. You can bury some of your gold and silver here. You know what I mean? So this way, you don't have to try to pack up your car and try to get everything over there. And the time period won't be quite so tight. And but like I say, when you see this going on in one part of the country, that would be a sign that you need to make your move now. Because like I say, it's just a matter of time. Like I said, they're going to do it in increments. And this way you can, that'll give you some kind of notice. Now, by then, it's not notice like now you can go buy yourself some guns and ammunition. Not notice like that. And probably it's not the time to go to the grocery store either, because people will be figuring out, if they see all this going on in other parts of the nation, they will probably be trying to stock up on necessities. And you do realize all that's going to be illegal. They're going to call that hoarding, and you won't be able to have, they'll determine how much food you should have. Anything more, then they're going to confiscate it. Where they might do it like the money. You know, they say $10,000. So if you've got $10,000 or $10,001, they confiscate it all. It's not like they $10,000 and $100, and then they take your 100. They take the whole thing. So it might be the same thing on the food. They might determine, well, all you need is 3 days supply, and then they say, well, look, you've got more than 3 days supply, and take all your food. So I don't know. I mean, after all, who's going to make these rules? The ones with the guns. The ones with the guns will dictate to you what the rules are. And they don't necessarily be the rules you've been going by. So, in other words, they can change anything they want. But anyway, this is just one way of thinking about what to do and how to do it. And I believe the time is coming. This is Mike. NoStressMike.com.